So, can you hear me, please? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Okay.
Yes.
So, this is
Yes, sir.
what we have done so far. And then you can mute yourself, please. So, this is what we have done so far when we forced
Hi,
to
sir.
get our possible return because of the price given to us. Mute yourself, please. Mute yourself, please. So we are able to get all these prices so that we can start our what is it called? Our expected return. And if examiner is telling you to look for expected return, they're actually telling you to look for ARBA. So it's now depend on the security given to you. This is I think we have two security here, security A and security B. But based on the question, you have to first analyze your possible return because of what's it called? You have to first analyze your possible return because of they are giving you the current price and also they are giving you expected price after 1 year. It means that you have to stay by, you have to start with what the new price, which is the expected price after 1 year. After 1 year is your new price, 72 minus the old price, which is the 60. So if we are moving for the second one, but if it is the first one for this 66, which we did here, we start with 66 minus, which is new price. This is the formula we use, new price minus old price. So new price is your 66, that is here, 66. Old price is the now current price, 60. Then 66 new minus old, 60 divided by old, 60 again, multiplied by 100. If you want to do the second one, 72 is your new minus 60 old divided by old again. If you want to do the third one, 51 is your new minus old. Old is 60, which is the current stock, current price divided by old again. It means that 51 minus 60 divided by 60 again, multiplied by 100. That is what we did for stock A. You do the same thing to stock B, then you get your answer. So when you get your answer, you now move to what they ask you to look for. They ask you to look for expected return based on the requirement A, expected return for, and this is the expected return, which is R bar stock A. Expected return for stock B will be R bar stock B, but you have to do it separately, or you can also do it together, but just that the table will be long. So instead, we can do it separately. So when we have return, all the return that we calculated here for stock A, like this, 10%, 20%, and minus 15%. So you bring all of them here. Then the probability in the question, they are giving us 30%. 30% means 0.3, 50% means 0.5, and the 20% means 0.2. And I said when you total all the percentage together, it must give you 1. 0.3, 0.5, 0.2 must give you 1. Then how you get your PR? PR means R times probability. That's your PR. 0.3 times 10. What do you have? I think we've done this that day. What do you have, please?
Three. We have 3.
What of the second one?
10
What of the third one?
minus 3.
Minus 3. Then you move to R minus Are we there? Hello.
Yes.
So you move to.
Yes.
Okay, if you remember, so let me ask you this question because you need to follow. What is the next thing to calculate here?
R minus R bar.
R minus R bar.
Okay, R minus what? R
Plus
bar.
R bar. A.
A. Because you are dealing with stock security A, that's why you put in. So what's going to be your R bar A now?
Minus 3. Okay, sorry.
I will explain this that day. We should be able to get
What would
it.
be what?
Your R
What
bar.
would be? R bar is 10 now.
That would be 7.
R bar is what?
10.
How do you get your 10?
Should be 7 now. 10
3
minus
plus
3.
10 minus
That is 0. The first one is 0.
How?
Which one is it?
How is it 0?
Total of 3 plus 10.
Minus
Total
3.
of 3 plus 10
How
minus
is it
3
0?
give us 10. So 10 minus 10 is 0 now.
And no. I'm talking of R bar.
That's
I'm
not
not
what
talking
he's
of.
asking.
It's
I'm
10,
talking
10,
of R
10,
bar.
10.
That's the
10.
R bar now. That we get there.
10.
R bar
Okay.
is 10.
Which is 10. Is your
Okay, that's true.
R bar.
R bar. Sorry. I will not be.
Do you get my point now?
Yes. So
Yes.
10
So
minus 3.
it means that if the question is telling you to look for expected return, this is where you will stop. You get my point?
Okay.
Because they said if you look at
Yes.
the requirement A, requirement A calculate expected return. In requirement A, expected return
And
what? It is two
volatility.
things. And volatility. And I said volatility, they are talking
Expected
about
return volatility for
no, not volatility. Expected return and
standard
expected return
deviation.
and volatility. So we've done expected return, then the volatility is that standard deviation. So that is where you can now proceed. They only tell you to calculate the expected return. This is where you will stop.
Okay.
You just stop at 10 here.
Okay.
Because you need to understand what or everything below, as in what represents each statement. Like the question A says calculate expected return, and this is your expected return 10. But because they add it up to say calculate expected return and the volatility, and I say volatility, it is your standard deviation. That's why I included another column. So we now be R10 minus R bar 10. So this one becomes 0. 20 minus D, this one become 10. This minus this is become what?
0.
No.
Minus 15 minus 10. That is the minus what?
Minus 25.
Minus.
Is it minus 25?
Yes. Minus 15 minus 10 is minus 5.
Minus 15 minus
10.
Sorry, Minus 5.
That's minus 5.
Minus 5. Minus 5.
Yes.
No.
Minus 5. Can we check it, please?
No,
It's
no,
minus 5.
It's minus 5. Minus 5. Minus 15 minus 10.
Oh,
No,
correct. Minus 5.
please hold on.
Minus 15
Okay.
minus.
Correct. Answer can you? No. Minus 15 minus 10.
25.
It's
Minus
minus
25
25.
nìyẹn. Minus 25. Ó correct. Mo ṣàwọn pé ṣé mi tẹ́ dáadáa ni?
Minus 25 ni.
No, we have minus 15.
Then minus
Minus
10.
Yes.
10.
The 10 is not
10.
negative.
Okay,
So
that's
it's minus 25.
that's minus
Correct.
25.
Minus
25
25.
ni. Minus 25 ni.
Which network is this? Then I will look for probability R minus
R
this.
bar square. Everything in bracket square.
So this is my probability. My probability, sorry, let me square it first so that because instead of say I want to jump one table, but let me just include all tables. Instead of joining the table, we can include
R minus R minus R.
you can include the table. That is what we have here. We are repeating it,
And square.
then we square it. So this one becomes 0. This one become 100. This one become, is it 275 or 225? Which one? 25 times 25.
625. 625.
625.
625.
$65.
625. Then this one become R minus, this marker is now. Hold on, please. That network is loading for the marker. So R minus hold on, please. Oh. Amaka is not stable, although it's network anyway.
Okay. Okay. So,
So this one is R minus R bar So, what do you have?
0.
So, probability 0.3 times that is 0. 0.5 times
50.
100.
50.
I'm coming. Why now? 100. Okay, 50.
125.
Probability.
So, the third one is what?
125.
The third one is what?
125.
0.2.
Okay. So, when you total this, 125 plus 50,
175.
125 plus 50, that is 175.
This one points one. Good. Okay.
Expecting the marker to come up. Network is not okay this night. So 175. Then the volatility
125,
they
but
are
not
talking about.
175. Okay, sorry.
50
175.
plus
50
125.
níbẹ̀
That is,
50 níbẹ̀ 175.
so standard deviation. Standard deviation will be equal to
No, it's 175 now.
square root of variance. So square root of variance, that is
It's 175.
175. So then when you look for the square root of 175, what do you have? You can
13
confirm from
You're
points.
not seeing the
others.
board.
13.2288.
My screen is visible.
Are you seeing the board?
My
Yes,
screen
so
is visible.
we
It could
can
be
see
from your
it
end.
though. We can see it.
13 point what?
2288.
13.2. That should be
I've
what we
approximated to.
approximate could be that is
Yes,
13.23. So
yes,
then we
223.
put to stock B. So stock B, you start
Sorry, I have a
the
question before you
same.
move further.
I'm
Should I hold
coming.
on?
I'm
No?
coming.
Okay.
Hold on, please. Return probability. Then probability times return. So from stock B, when we do our possible return adjustment, we have 15, 30, and 22.5. $15, $30, we have 15, 30, and 22.5. So the probability in the question is 0.3 because
0.5, 0.2.
the two stocks use the same probability, and 0.2. So probability time return, what do you have?
4.5.
4.5.
15.
What of the 15?
15.
Okay.
4.5.
4.5. I think you have minus here too. Let me see. It's minus 15. Minus, okay, this one is minus.
Sorry.
So
Minus 0.2 times minus 2.5. It will be minus 4.5.
expected return for stock B will now be what? So what is the expected return?
15. 15.
Now 15. Then we move to R minus R bar security B.
Baliki, that is it 15. 4.5 plus 15 plus minus 0.45.
Minus 4.5 in this line.
So R minus, what is R minus R bar? What are we going to get here?
0.
0,
15.
15,
5.
actually minus
Minus
37,
17.25.
71 minus 37.
No, minus 37.5. Minus 37.5. Minus 37.5 in.
Then we square it. Then
0. 225. The next one. Okay. Okay, the
0,
225.
225. Okay. 37.5 times 37.5.
1,406. 406.
1,406.
Square.
Then probability times this, which is 0. Probability times this is 0.25 times 225.
112.5.
112.5. 0.2 times this.
281.2.
281 point what?
2.
Others should also be confirming it though.
So the total is 393.7.
Others, you can also confirm it though. 0.2 times 1406. That's 7.5. This is 14.25. Please confirm it very well. Then when you multiply it,
Yes, it's correct. It's
multiply by
14.6.25.
0.2, that is 281.25. Please. Then when we total it, I'm also adding it here. Plus 112.5. I'm having 393.75. Then standard deviation will be equal to square root of 393.75. So when you look at the square root of 393.75. So I'm having 1984.
84.
So this is the requirement. This is the requirement A. This is what the requirement A from the question, requirement A. So what the requirement B was saying,
Is that what
Calculate
you
the
read?
Calculate the
correlation.
correlation coefficient between the two stocks.
calculate the what? Correlation
The correlation coefficient,
between what?
the two stocks.
Now, when you are calculating correlation coefficient between it, that person should know, please. When we are calculating correlation coefficient, which is 2, correlation coefficient between the two security, right? Between these two stock, that is A and B. Now, covariance, are we there? Hello?
Yes, yes, we are following.
Covariance which is RAB is equal to covariance covariance AB all over what? Standard deviation of security A multiplied by standard deviation of security B. I believe that you still remember this.
Yes.
And I said to get this, you have the covariance AB. This one will be equal to the probability multiplied by R minus expected return,
Alpha.
R minus expected return of security B. I believe I remember.
Yes.
Then probability, and I said you can, since they are using the same probability, it's very easy. You can have probability of 0.3 in the question, 0.5, 0.2. Then what of the R minus expected return, that is R minus R by A? Let's go there. We have 0, 10, minus 25, right?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
0, 10, minus 25. Then the second one,
0, 15 minus
0,
37.
15, 15 minus 37.5. Then this one will give you what? 0.3 times 0 times 0 times 0, we have 0. Okay. What again?
75.
0.5 times 10 times 15. We have 75, right?
Yes.
Okay. Out of the third one,
187.5.
187.5.
187.5. Then we total it. We get our
260.5.
262.5.
262.5. So you've already got your covariance AB. So therefore, covariance AB correlation AB will now be equal to covariance AB, which is based on the formula 626.5 divided by standard deviation A. Where is it?
13.23
13.23
times
13.23 times standard deviation
19.84.
19.84. What do you have? 262.5
Over 262.
over what?
262.5 náà wà lóun náà fún wa.
262.5
So, and then
1.
equal to
So that means it's a positive correlation. Hello.
Hi, sir.
yes.
Yes, you're supposed to bring it up. Everyone. Yes.
Is it okay like this?
Yeah. No, not this place. Before here. Before this one. That's square root.
I'm coming.
All right, sir. Okay. Okay. Definition. Oh, I've written all this one. Okay.
I move on. I
Yes,
move on.
please.
Don't worry, I'll collect the note. Don't worry, you can move on. It was that time my screen is not showing. I want something.
So C part.
Okay.
What the C was saying.
C
Consider
said
another stock. Consider another stock.
portfolio.
Consider another stock C in the portfolio, which is not perfectly correlated with either A or B, but having expected return and volatility of A and B respectively. That is, when you consider another security C without your portfolio, but which are not what perfectly correlated. Like when what they are saying is this, if you look at what we calculated for the two portfolio, we calculated expected return, we calculated volatility, which is standard deviation, and also what correlation, and that correlation is what is perfectly positive. But what this one was telling you that, let's assume you now consider another portfolio, which is you want your portfolio to look like ABC. But C, the correlation that you are getting for C, it is not perfect. But your expected return and the volatility. Do you get my point now? With either, but they now say, but having expected return and volatility of A and B respectively, what A and B is having as expected return and volatility, your C also have it. Just that it is only correlation that is not perfect. Is it clear?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi. Can you come again, sir?
I said the question before me here was saying that you have to consider another stock. Let's assume you consider another stock. And
Okay.
that stock, when you calculate the what's it called? Who is that person? That person should move, please. And the stock is not perfectly correlated. When you calculate the correlation for ABC, it is not perfectly correlated.
Okay.
But the expected return and the standard deviation, the stock also have its own expected return and standard deviation like A and B.
Okay.
Do you get my point now?
Yes,
So
sir.
the question now is, hello?
Hi, we are here.
So the question now is, if you have a scenario like this, the question now is that we should explain if there will be any benefit
Okay.
of, say, including the security C, which is the stock C in the portfolio. What do you think will be the benefit for you including it? Is it clear now?
Yes, I'm
What,
getting it now.
what will be, let's say, what will be the benefit for including stock what?
Stock C.
Stock C in the portfolio. In the what? Portfolio. What will be the benefit for including stock C in the portfolio? Now, the only thing you can do is that you don't need to support your what you are going to tell them. You don't need to support it with any calculation, since what's it called? Since you are not given anything to add upon. I hope you are with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you just do is that, obviously, let's say yes, of course. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. If the stock C, which is the security C, is added, then assuming it was added, you are just to reply the question. Then assuming the stock C is what? Is added. Where? In the portfolio. Then assuming you add it in the what?
Portfolio.
In the portfolio. Due to the fact that, then assuming we add it. So yes, of course, if the stock C is added in the portfolio, due to the fact that stock C is not, I think, is not perfectly correlated. They said it is not perfectly correlated. So if you add it, it won't be perfectly correlated. Are you getting it now?
Yes, sir.
With the other stuff, with the stock
A and B.
A and the P. But the benefit is that there will be kind of diversification. So the benefit is that there will be, I think I've explained this that day, there will be what? Diversification. Because if you include another stock, just that you don't want to invest all your money in A and B alone. You want to be on a safer side. So it means that there will be what? Kind of what? Diversification.
That's very good.
diversification of portfolio. You understand? So that
Yes, that's
even though
one.
if A and B is going wrong, do you get my point?
Yes, yeah, present.
Do you get my point?
Yes.
So that's the benefit. So if A and B is going wrong, then C can you can fall back on that portfolio C.
Okay. That should be
Is it
one of
clear?
the exceptions.
Yes. Hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any question, please?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Based on your explanation the last time, you said our return of minus A bar, return minus R bar A
Mm.
must be 0.
Okay.
And the one you did for us was 0. But this one, we are not getting 0. So I want to know. And
Okay.
secondly,
Okay.
the way this possibility return, how
Mm.
can we know that this one we have to multiply with the new price and the old price times 100? In
Okay.
case of exam
That is
purpose.
how they are doing anything related to percentage increase. When you are
Percentage.
taking a percentage increase or change in price, we call it
Okay.
in price. Because
Okay.
from one price it had change.
That means that percentage increase will be in the questions.
No, they are not giving you percentage. You are the one calculating it now.
Yes,
What they
I
are
know.
saying is that you have new price to be 66, the old price to be 60. Obviously, there is a percentage increase.
Yeah, okay.
And how you go about it is for you to use the new price minus the old price divided by the old price again.
Okay.
Because what they are saying is that from 60 as old one, the price now increased to 66. Obviously, there is a percentage increase. The
Yeah.
percentage increase is actually the difference between the new one and old one. The difference between the two, it is 6. 6 all over the old price times 100. That's the meaning. That's how you get this 10%.
Yeah. Okay.
Then go back to the other one that you are asking. If you look at everything that is there, if you calculate it, what do you have?
Do you mean the probability?
No. Here,
Okay, the
the
Minus
0
zero
15
plus this
here. Minus 15.
minus
uh
15. So it's because of the adjustment of the price that we did. Then, if you look at it critically, you discover that minus 15 is lesser than a 0. Definitely, 0 is greater than minus 15.
Yes.
So, if 0 is greater than minus, because negative, even though if you have minus 1 million, it means that 0 is greater than that minus. Is it clear?
Ogawa.
But me first check his stock B and now with you.
So can we bring it down? Bring it down a little bit. That place. Up a little bit. Is that square root? I want to get something there. Okay. No way.
Can we move on?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, okay. Hold on.
So,
Thank you.
Any further question?
It's okay. Let me quickly okay. Let's see.
Any further question, please?
Standard deviation.
So this is how you treat a question like this.
What's
You
below?
must understand the question properly, because when they are giving you current price, it is not a camouflage here. And they are giving you expected price after 1 year. What they are saying is that your current price is 60, which is the old one. After 1 year, the price now moved to 66. That shows that there is an increase. You now calculate the possible return, which is the percentage increase, or sometimes we call it change in price. What is the percentage change in price?
Okay. Standard deviation.
Can we move on? So let's move to today's objective. Today's objective. What's today's date? 29/5/2025. So it is called leasing. Leasing. Are we there? Or we are tired? Let me know.
No, we are here.
It is called what? Leasing.
Listen.
So before we move on, I'll be even happy if I can finish this leasing tonight. Then I'll say bye-bye to leasing as well. Then when next we meet, we look at other area. If we can finish it, I'll even be glad. Are we all set?
Yes, we are here, sir.
Okay. When we talk about leasing, we also need to understand what is called lease. So we look at lease. We look at lease.
Can you see the board? Others, please, Ama. I don't want to know.
Yes, the board is visible.
We look at lease.
IBR, report. Okay.
The board is visible. Go out and come back. And come back again. Not just your boss.
Lease. So when we say lease, lease is a contract. When we say lease, it's a contract between, are we there, please?
Yeah.
It's a contract between two parties, between
Two parties.
between two parties, that is lessor and lessee. Lessor and what? And lessee. Take note of that two words. This is a what? Is a contract between two parties, that is lessor and lessee. Take note of that Two statements. Lease is a contract between two parties, that is, lessor and lessee. For instance, if probably I have a building or I have an asset that I want to lease out, or I want to, let me use the word hire. I want to hire out between what's it called? Two parties. Let's say party A, between two parties, let's say party A and what? Party B. Let's say party A and party B. One of them is a lessee, while the second person is a lessor. But we need to know who among two of them is a lessee and who two of them is a lessor. We need to understand what lessee mean and what lessor mean. So before I go there, I'm just trying to tell you that the party I'm talking about is maybe probably I'm the one that want to lease out my building to maybe A Limited want to lease out to what? B Limited. So this involves two parties. And I said the party is known as what? Lessor
Lessor and lessee.
and lessee. So that's why I say lease is a contract between two parties, that is lessor and lessee. For maybe we can say hire, for the hire of can we say building? Or okay, let's use the word, let's generalize the word. Hire of what? Specific assets. Specific assets. Hire of what? Specific assets. Hire of what? Specific asset. Hope is clear. So
Yeah.
lease is a contract between two parties, that is lessor and lessee, for the hire of what? Specific asset. So we now try to bring it out one after the other, that who is a lessor? Who is a what? Lessor. Who is a what? Lessor. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So when we say lessor, this retain, my marker is, this retain the ownership. This retain the ownership This retain what? The what?
Retains the ownership.
Ownership. The ownership of the asset. The ownership of the what? Of the asset. But you can convey it. But convey, I think you are getting it.
Yes.
But convey the right. But convey the right to the use. The right to the use of, this is marker now. The right to the use of the asset. Of the asset to who? To who now?
To
To
the
the
less,
lessor.
to the
To
lessee.
the
To the C.
lessee. To the lessee. To the lessee. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So for the agreement, see my cow. For the agreement, hope you are seeing what this marker is writing.
Yes.
Hello?
Hi, sir.
Not writing it. For the agreed, for the you can see, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, for the agreed period of time. For the agreed period of time. For the agreed period of time. In return for the payment. In return for what? For the payment of a specific renter, specific renter. Let me say specified renter. So this is what you need to understand. Hello?
Hi, sir.
When we are actually asking that who is a lessor. Hello? When we
Hi,
are
sir.
actually asking who is a what? Who is a lessor. And based on the explanation, to a layman, if you look at from the beginning, we said lease is a contract between two parties. And I mentioned that that party we are referring to here is a lessor and lessee for the hire of specific assets. And we now ask that who is a lessor? He said a lessor retain the ownership of the asset, but convey the right to use of the asset to the lessee for the agreed period of what? Period of time. In return for the payment of specific renters. So, to a layman, if I ask you that, hello, are you there?
Yes, yeah.
If I ask you that I have a building that I want to lease, maybe my company name is Ades and Co. I want to lease a building to Dolapo and Co. Among Ades and Dolapo, who is a lessor?
Who is Adex?
Adex and Co.
Oh, Who is a lessor? Adex and Co. A lessor.
Others and Co is you. So the lessor is the second person.
So that means
Lessee is the second person.
who is a lessor? Is he the
You.
owner? Is
The
he the
owner.
owner of the asset or the
The owner
person
of the asset is the lessor.
Okay, so in summary, you can say lessor is the what? Is the owner of the asset. Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
So from point of view now, if I now, I'm saying that who is a lessor here, and we've already explained the lessor. Then who is a what? Lessee. Who is a what? A lessee. Who is a lessee? So this is not the true owner. This is not the true owner of the asset. Are you getting this?
Yes.
This is not the what? The true owner of the asset. Hello?
Yeah, we are here.
Hi.
This is not the true owner of the asset, but make use of the what? Of the asset. So there is a clause that is there. It's not the true owner of the asset, but make use of the asset in return of what? In return for payment for a specific rental. Are you getting it?
Okay.
In return for payment for a specific rental. For a specific what? Rental. In return for payment for what? Specific rental. Return for payment for specific rental. Hello.
Hi.
So, having said that, we look at what's it called? We look at type of lease.
Types of leasing. Okay.
Types of lease. One, we have
Finance lease.
finance lease,
Operating lease.
finance lease, and we have operating lease. We have finance lease and what?
And the operating lease.
Operating lease. And not only that, when we look at what's it called? The finance list, are we there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So when we look at finance lease, what we normally refer to as what finance lease is that when a lease is having, or let's say when a lease is lasting for the expected working life of an asset. That is, if a lease that normally lasts, a lease that normally lasts for the expected working life of an asset. We say that lease is a what? Is a finance lease. Hello.
Hi, sir.
Please call it again.
When a lease, that is a finance lease, is a lease that normally for the expected working life of an asset. That's what they mean by finance lease. Are you with me?
Yes.
Lease that is normally working for.
That normally lasts for expected working life of an asset. We call it a finance lease. Are we there?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
So, and we need to understand the basic characteristic of this finance lease. Because when we said a finance lease is a lease that normally lasts for the expected working life of an asset. Do you get my point? So, obviously, the lessor, who is a lessor? Lessor is the owner. So, the lessor will receive a rental payment from the lessee. And that rental payment need to cover the full cost of the asset plus the profit margin. Hello, are you with me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
The,
ma'am.
the rent will cover what?
Let me recap again. When we said finance lease, and I said finance lease is a lease that normally lasts for what? For the expected working life of an asset. And the owner, which is who? The lessor.
So,
That lessor will receive a rental payment from the lessee. And that rental payment that lessor will receive from the lessee will cover the full cost of the asset. Full cost of the asset plus the profit margin.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Hope it's clear. Any question?
it's clear.
Yeah.
So, and I think I said that, okay, we also need to look at the characteristic, the features, attributes of this finance lease. Number one attribute of this finance lease is that the lessor does not retain the risk or reward of the ownership. Are you getting it? The lessor does not what? Retain the risk or reward of the ownership. That is number one attribute. That is the lessor. Who is a lessor once again?
The owner of the asset.
Lessor is the owner of the asset. And number one attribute is that
the lessor does not retain the risk.
it did not retain the risk.
That means he transferred the risk to the lessee.
To the lessee, yeah. The risk has to be transferred to the lessee.
Okay.
So it does not retain the risk or reward of the ownership. And okay, let me remember one of the attributes again is that the lessor agreement usually cannot be cancelled. The lessor agreement usually cannot be what? Cancelled. The agreement cannot be what? Cannot be cancelled. Because the lessee has a liability for all payments. As a liability. The lessee has a liability for all payments. So as a result of that, the lease agreement cannot be what? Cannot be cancelled. The lease agreement cannot be what? Cancelled. The lease agreement cannot be cancelled. Are we there?
Yes. But you said the agreement cannot be cancelled because the liability was, I didn't get that place where.
I said the lease agreement cannot be cancelled. Usually cannot be cancelled.
Okay.
Because the lessee has a liability for all payments.
Okay. Okay. All payments. All right, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes.
And let's look at operating lease. The operating lease, we just look at the advantage of what? I say advantage. We look at characteristic of what? The operating list. Because since we've understand what finance lease is all about, then the operating lease is that the main characteristic of operating lease is that the lease period, when they said operating lease,
that means that one is not going to last for the expected working life.
Yeah, that's what I said. You don't need to. It's opposite of that finance lease. That's why you just look at the characteristic or attribute to operating lease,
Okay.
because the attribute is actually coming from the meaning when we sell operating lease. So the lease period is less than the useful life of the asset.
Okay.
The lease period is less than what the useful life of the asset. Is it clear? Hello.
Yes.
Another attribute that we can talk about under operating lease is that the lease contract include a maintenance agreement. In that lease contract, you have to include maintenance agreement, and that maintenance agreement, the lessor maintains and services the lease assets. Do you get my point now? You know,
Yeah.
unlike finance lease, when
That's
you're trying to transfer the risk and reward to the lessee. Is it clear?
Please explain it again.
You know, finance lease, we said all the risk and reward will be transferred to who? To lessee.
Let's see. Okay.
So operating lease now, the risk and reward cannot be transferred. The risk cannot be transferred. The risk
yes.
cannot be transferred to lessee. That is why in the attribute I was saying that that contract need to include maintenance agreement, and that maintenance agreement, who is going to be servicing the asset? It is the owner.
Let's
Hello, is it clear?
So now,
Yes.
maintenance agreement. The lessee will now be the one to be servicing the.
No, it is the lessor.
Lissọ. Ẹni tó ní ló máa service ẹ̀.
So the lessor will be servicing
Servicing.
the asset, maintenance. So everything needs to be stated in the agreement. So that's what I mean by operating lease, because you cannot transfer the risk. Do you get it now? But unlike finance lease, the risk has already been shifted to the lessee. So it's the lessee that will bear the risk. But under operating lease, it is the lessor, because it has to be stated in the agreement that the maintenance and the servicing of the asset will be what? Will be what's it called?
By
Will be
the
To be maintained
maintained by
by the
the
lessee.
lessor. Are you getting this?
Yes. That is, every maintenance will come from the owner. That's simply
Yes,
what it means.
yes. So
IB in a layman language, Abi. For example, now, if you are leasing a building for me for a whole year or like 5 years, all the maintenance I will be the one to maintain. That is under finance lease. But
yes,
operating lease, if that one is within a year, if anything happen, it's the owner that will repair it for me.
and that is operating
Yes.
In
lease.
a layman
That's
language, bó ṣe rí
operating lease.
nìyẹn. Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes,
It's clear.
sister.
Let's proceed.
So let's look at advantage of leasing. What is the advantage of leasing? I hope you are getting this. You are still going to do practical application of this. Oh,
Hallelujah. Okay. Advantage of leasing.
it could be
Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
then I'm going to move forward. Yeah.
Advantage of leasing. Advantage of leasing. So one of the what's it called? Advantage of leasing is that hello. Yeah,
We are here.
I'm coming. How many of us we are here?
Amen.
I'm here. We are here.
Amen.
So advantage of leasing, one of the advantage of leasing is that leasing provides what's it called, 100% of the finance for the asset.
Again.
That's one of the advantages of leasing. It provides 100%. It provides
100% finance of the asset.
It provides 100. It provides 100%. 100%. It provides 100. It provides 100 what? Percent of the finance. Of the finance of the asset. That is one of the what advantage of what leasing. It provides 100% of the finance of the asset. So what this implied is that when we say it provides 100% of the finance of the asset for leasing, so when you take a bank loan or other forms of credit, that one might only provide part of the asset cost. Do you get my point now?
Okay.
It might only provide part of the asset cost, but with leasing, a company may what's it called? A company may preserve liquidity. A company may preserve what? Liquidity with leasing. But with a bank loan or other forms of credit, whether bank loan or any source of credit, that one might only provide part of the asset cost. That one might what? Only provide.
Leasing will provide what?
I said leasing provide 100% of the finance of the assets. And
Mhm.
I said with the bank loans or other source of credit might only provide part of the asset cost. But with leasing, a company may preserve liquidity. A company may what? Preserve liquidity. So when it comes to leasing, that's why I said leasing, one of the advantage of leasing is that it provides 100% of the finance of the asset. You get my point now? Because if you don't go with leasing, probably you want to go with bank loans or other source of credit. That one might, it's a clause. You understand? It might provide part of the asset cost. But with leasing, then obviously it will preserve company for what? Liquidity.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
So
Hi.
another advantage that we can
Alhaji, kí lẹ̀ wá?
hello, that person should mute, please.
Sorry.
Another advantage that what's it called? That we can talk about under leasing is that so for leasing, when we are looking at security, okay, so a security for lease, what will not be the security for lease? The security for lease, it is asset itself. Do you get my point? If you want to borrow money, you provide, what's it called? Collateral security, right? You provide a collateral security, but for leasing, what's going to be security for leasing? Do you get my point?
Collateral, àbí?
So,
Oh,
what's going to be the
it is the
security for
asset itself.
leasing? I said it is the what? Asset itself. So security for what? For what's it called? For the lease is the asset
Asset
itself.
itself.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Let me put it down. Security.
So the leasing will now use the asset that is leased to him to do collateral on it or what?
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah?
no,
Sorry.
listen, just listen.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is this. The company assets, like let's say company assets, like what can we use as company asset? Let's say company asset like land, building, etc., and so on and so forth. They are free to be used as security for that debt. You get my point now? For that debt, in terms of, let's assume company want to what's it called? Raise money for financing. Are you listening?
Yes.
So let's assume company want to raise money for financing. Then company can use their land, their building, etc. You get my point now? For raising additional money for the company. But you know, when company want to raise additional money for the company for finance, if company they are using their land, maybe they are using their properties, that property, what is this serve? You know, that one's belong to company. Hello,
Hi, sir.
that one belongs to company, right? So that
Yes.
one that the company is using to get debt capacity for the company, that one, it is a collateral, right? But I'm not saying that it's a security, but it's a security, fine. And we say it's a collateral that they are using to get additional debt capacity for the company. But I'm not saying that if we want to look at what's going to be the security for lease, I want to lease. What's going to be my security? I don't know, maybe you get me. Let's assume I want to lease for lease now. For lease. Probably how will I bring it down? Probably there's a building that I say, okay, maybe I want them to lease this building for me. Are you following?
Yes.
What's going to be my, I'm not buying it. Lease is just about, is about.
In this case, are you the owner or are you the lessee?
No, I'm not the owner. I'm
You are
the
the
lessee.
lessee by that way, Abi.
I'm the lessee. So, they are not selling it to me now. I want them to lease it for me, right? What will I use as my security? Like, if you want to borrow money from bank, you are going to drop something. So more or less like you want to rent that one, that as a boy, it has to be for long period, right? What will I use? What will I use as security? That's what I said. The security for lease, it is the
The
asset.
asset itself.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Hello. Is it
Like
clear?
now, are you
It's
saying
clear.
that
It's clear.
Okay, answer your question, please.
okay, before the asset could be leased, right? The lessee must have paid a certain amount at least to secure the asset for the specified.
Yeah. Before you say the asset to be leased to you, you have to pay, right?
Okay. So is that part payment that asset will now be your security for the lease?
That's what I said. It is asset itself. That is why if you look at everything that we are treating under lease, is that if you go to the first explanation here, we say lease is a contract between two parties, lessor and lessee, for the hire of what specific assets. And I further explained that who is a lessor? Lessor retain the ownership of the asset, but convey the right to the use of the asset to the lessee for the agreed period of time in return for the payment of specific rental. Is it clear? Now, so who is now a lessee? This is not the true owner of the asset, but make use of the asset in return for payment for a what specific rental. And we said the lessee, I said lessee, type of lease. We said we have finance lease, operating lease. When we say finance lease, is that the risks and reward need to be what? Need to be transferred. What's it called? To the lessee. While operating lease, we said the maintenance and the service charge will be, that service charge is going to be bear by who? By lessor. And the advantage that we mention here is that one of the advantage of the leasing is that leasing provide 100% of the finance of the asset. It means that with leasing, company will be what preserved for liquidity. But if you are using bank loan or other credits, that one might only provide part of the asset cost. And I further explained that the security, one of the advantage again is that the security for the lease is what? It is asset. Is asset itself. Its asset is what? Itself. And I further explained that the company properties, they are free to be used as what? Security for other debt capacity for the company. Let's assume companies they are looking for further debts. They are looking on to further debts, and they want to increase their debt capacity. They can use their properties as a what? As a security. But when it's now come to lease, you get it now. You cannot use your company property for security for lease. It means that lease, the security for lease, it is that asset itself. That asset that they want to lease, it is the security for lease itself. Is it clear?
So when you talk
Yes.
assets that will be retrieved from you,
Is that what?
I said maybe if the lessee maybe at the end of the day is not able to pay the rent or something, is still the same asset that will be retrieved from the person?
Yes. So another thing that we can also look at as part of what advantages of leasing is that when you compare lease and the bank loan, you have to look at which one is, that's one of the things that we have to consider when you compare lease and bank loan, which one is easier? Then we can say lease may be easier to arrange than bank loan, especially small company, especially for small company. So lease may be what easier to arrange than bank loan. Is it clear? Lease may be easier to arrange than bank loan. Lease may be what easier to arrange than bank loan. Hope it's clear.
Yes.
So because for bank loan, they can be telling you that you have to feed this, you have to feed that, you have to provide. Are you getting it? You have to provide security, collateral security. But for lease is easier, maybe easier to arrange, because we've already explained that the security that you are using for lease, it is that asset itself. Do you get my point? Hello.
Yes.
Aye.
What is the time that I say we are going to?
Guy level 45 lesson. Yeah.
11:45, right?
Yes.
Down.
Okay. So let's look at what's it called? Another advantage that we can think of under leasing is that for operating lease, may offer what does he offer? Operating lease may offer maintenance I think we will explain this that time, right? May obtain maintenance, insurance, and other services
That's it.
Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
That is the advantage, because if you compare it with if you purchase the asset, it cannot offer all this. Are you getting now? when you purchase the assets, they cannot offer you maintenance, insurance, and other services. Do you get my point now?
Okay.
So it means that operating leagues may offer, based on our previous explanation, that operating leagues in the agreement need to be stated that maintenance and other service charge will be what? Will be catered for by who? By lessor. Right?
Okay.
So that is one of the advantage that you can see under leasing, is that under leasing, operating lease may offer maintenance, insurance, and what? And other
About
services.
service.
So unlike when you purchase it, if you purchase the asset, you cannot be expecting the person that sold the asset to you, that is the one that will be maintaining the asset for you, is the one that will insure it for you and others. You understand? So that's the advantage of leasing. And not only that, and I think risk. And it will I think, let's see what we put here. Okay. And eliminate the risk. You know, it will definitely eliminate what's it called? The risk. Hello.
Aye.
To eliminate the risk,
Eliminate. Yeah.
to the lessee, you know, the risk is actually under operating lease, is actually, who is going to bear the risk?
Yes, sir.
The sum. To eliminate the risk to the lessee.
Lessee or lessor or lessor.
No. It is lessee.
The owner.
It is the lessee. Because you are removing, it will eliminate the risk to the lessee. Eliminate means where it will remove the risk.
Then from the lessor,
From, sorry,
No, from the lessee.
lessee, it is the lessee. Okay, here I want to change. From lessee. And the lessee. It will eliminate the risk from the lessee. Is it clear? Because all these maintenance, service charge, and other charges, it is the lessor that will bear it. So one of the advantage of that leasing is that all this will be eliminated from what? From lessee.
Okay.
Hello.
Aye, sir.
Hello.
Aye.
Okay. And Another thing is that operating lease, when we are normally treating operating lease, take note of this. Operating lease, it is off balance sheet.
Balance sheet, yes.
It is off the balance sheet. Of the balance sheet. And financial ratio. Financial ratio of the balance sheet and what? Financial ratio. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we tired?
Okay.
Let's proceed. So calculation ni abi.
Ivy.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. It is off balance sheet. That leasing. Is it because we are not buying it, we are leasing it? That's why.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not part of. It's not your property now, so
Yes.
it has to be off balance sheet.
All right.
Hello.
Answer.
So can we move on or?
Yeah. Others.
Let's proceed to tomorrow. Nítorí àwọn tó ń lọ ibi iṣẹ́ lọ́la, àbí? Madam
This
Shadia.
this
Madam Shadia.
class is in record though. You guys should not talk.
Okay.
It's in record.
You can proceed, me and my Tom. Yeah, proceed. Let's proceed.
So let's look at the okay, disadvantage of leasing.
Okay.
So disadvantage of leasing. Disadvantages of leasing. The advantage of what? Leasing. Number one disadvantage of leasing is that it brings it brings some of dilution. Some of dilution in control. Dilution in control.
How, sir?
Okay, unlike other debt finance. So other debt finance cannot bring what was it called? A dilution in control, but when it's come to leasing, you know, in terms of control, when you lease a property,
Okay.
you have the right, you are not the true owner of that asset, right? but you have the right to use it. And when you are looking at it from the angle of operating lease, you say the risk is going to be borne by the lessor. But when you are looking at it from the angle of finance lease, you say risk and reward will be transferred to lessee. It means that there's a dilution in control.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Hello, others. So is it clear?
Others.
It's clear. It's clear. It's clear.
So
Let's proceed.
another disadvantage is that the renter is payable whether profit is made or not. Whether profit and or not. So that's the one of the disadvantages as well. That renter payable, you must pay it. The renter is payable whether profit are made or not.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
So another disadvantage is that if the renter are fees, if the renter are fees
Okay. Perfect.
and the interest rate in the market falls, then who is going to lose? Let's see loses. Hello.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hi.
Let's see loses. So I think that there's no response again. So let's.
Hi, I'm here.
It's only two of us.
No issue. Let's stop here. Then we continue from here tomorrow by the grace of God.
All right.
I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, please, can you help me to lift it up a while? I want to see something. The
Thank
previous
you.
one, the calculation. Oh.
Is it okay like this?
It's up. It's up. That's okay. Yeah. That's square root. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. And 78 is equals to 19.84. Standard deviation. Okay, I'm good. Good answer.
All right.